How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against Spurs. It's the North London derby. I absolutely love this game. There's one team that I want to beat twice in a season. If there's one team I cannot stand, it's them shadow dwellers 4 miles down the Seven Sisters Road. I cannot stand them. And I tell you something, they need bringing down a peg or two. They've started their Premier League campaign under their new manager, and it's all like, oh, look at us, we're gonna win you ain't winning nothing. You ain't gonna be challenging for the title. I actually hope that Spurs come to the Emirates with the same attacking style that they've been doing for those, previous Premier League games that they've played. If you come and try and attack us at the Emirates, I promise you, you will concede 4 or 5 goals against us. So what are they going to do? Low blocks, do what everybody else does and all the rest of that rubbish. Seriously, this is the problem with Spurs fans. You win a few games, you think you're the Harlem Globetrotters of the Premier League and you're going to win everything. When the reality is, Spurs are notorious Spursy. You never win anything. The biggest chance of a cup for Spurs this season, you're already out of it. Didn't even get to August and you lost your best opportunity. What does that say? So, listen, I'm not listening to none of this rubbish and all this talk about Spurs and they're changed and their manager and everything. Not a hope in hell's chance. Arsenal go there, play on the front foot, play the way that we can play, and we will absolutely annihilate them because they are a bang average team. Not a lot has changed. Managers come in, give them a little freshness, give them a little lift, but they need bringing down a peg or two. They nearly did against Sheffield United. It took 2 last-minute goals in injury time to actually turn that one around. I see enough in that game to say, yeah, same things that happen again. You ain't on the level of Arsenal. You ain't even close to being on the level of Arsenal. In terms of the players, we've got the better players. We've got the better manager. We've got the better system. We've got everything that's just better than them mugs. Nah, send them packing down the Seven Sisters Road with their tail between the legs like they always do when they come to the Emirates. It's as simple as that. Am I overconfident? Call it whatever you want. I am very confident. I am every time we play Spurs. Even during our darkest days when we were under so many problems, I was always confident when we went to play Spurs at the Emirates. It doesn't bother me. We will win this game. And I hope Spurs attack us because we will win it comfortably. You play low blocks, we will break you down eventually. It's as simple as that. So, in terms of the lineup, it's going to be an interesting one. We did have Champions League football, of course, on Wednesday night. So, do you take that into consideration? Do you look at that and say, is there changes? I don't think that there will be a lot of changes. I genuinely don't believe that there will be a lot of changes, if any, to be quite honest with you. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be one of those where we can't call. And I think that's the biggest thing with Arsenal now is that there's no predictability. There's no actual, you know what, we're going to do this and this. We don't even know who's going to pick in goal, let alone everybody else. But with that said, I'm going to try and get into the 1 to 11. Starting off in goal, David Raya. I don't think that's going to change, to be quite honest with you. I feel now that Mikel Arteta has made his decision and David Raya is going to be the goalkeeper. And it's as simple as that, to be honest. In the back line, first of all, on the right-hand side, Ben White. Absolutely no doubt whatsoever that that's, going to be who he picks in there. Centre defence, again, very, very straightforward. It's going to be William Saliba and Gabriel. And on the left-hand side, Zinchenko. I think the back line is the one part of the team where you could go, yeah, that's pretty much set in stone now, especially with Thomas Partey being injured, and we're not going to be trying this inverted right back role and everything else. But yeah, I think that's just the one position of the team that's pretty much nailed on. So very straightforward. In the forward positions, first of all, Declan Rice. Again, this is a very straightforward decision. Declan will know exactly what this game means. I know he's a West Ham boy, grown up there for years. Obviously, when he came out of Chelsea's academy. But being a London boy, he will understand. He will know. And he will get his first taste of the North London derby and just how fierce and ferocious it is. If he thought it was, fierce and ferocious when West Ham played Spurs, he's seen nothing yet, because it's on a different level when it's Arsenal Spurs. But he looks like the kind of player that thrives from those kind of games all day long. Next up, we're going to have Bukayo Saka. Very, very straightforward again. Give him the kind of room that he had on Wednesday night. You're in a whole world of trouble. But I don't think Spurs will set up like that. I think they will double up on Saka, as every team in the Premier League does now. And we find ways and means and solutions elsewhere. It's very simple. Next up, Martin Odegaard just signed his new contract. Absolutely buzzing about that he's signed for another 5 years. All our big players all signed new contracts. Wow, how amazing is that? For years and years and years, we were seeing players go into final years and everything else. And all the big players are done. Odegaard, Saka, Saliba and Gabriel and everybody, Martinelli, and it's so nice, man. So nice. Next up, this is where I feel there will be some question marks. I think it's a toss-up between Kai Havertz and Fabio Vieira. Vieira played last time out in the Premier League. Kai Havertz played, in the Champions League. I thought he done really well. I just feel that Mikel Arteta will go with Kai Havertz. I think he will go with the experience and the understanding. Someone that's a big game player. And if he can get that same kind of work rate and link, that he did with Odegaard on Wednesday night. And, if he goes and scores the winning goal in the North London derby, then Arsenal fans will be in love with him. It's one of those. It could be the game that completely changes everything around for him. But I just feel that Mikel Arteta will go with him. That's what I believe anyway. Next up, I don't think Martinelli's going to be fit for this. I really don't. And hamstring injuries and stuff like that, you can't play 90%. You can't have a percentage it just doesn't work. Those are the kind of injuries, groin injuries, hamstring injuries, calves, etc. You can't just kind of get through. I just don't think he'll be there. It's a big miss. But I feel that what Mikel Arteta will go with is Trossard. I think he'll play him there, to be quite honest with you. I think it is going to be the same team as what played in the Champions League. I don't think that there's going to be any issues about playing, from Wednesday to Sunday, etc. It's different from Thursday to Sunday. That extra day helps a lot. But yeah, for me, I feel that Trossard will go there. And then up front, as the main striker, it will be Gabriel Jesus. Started to see on Wednesday night, he's looking more like his old self, sharper. And he just offers so much more. And it's not disrespecting Eddie Nketiah. He does a decent enough job when he comes in, but he's not Gabriel Jesus. He's not on the level of him. And you've got players like Trossard and even Saka and Odegaard and everybody that just link up perfectly when Gabriel Jesus is there. So for me, very, very, very straightforward decision. So there we go. That is it for the preview and the predicted lineup. I think that lineup is what Mikel Arteta is going to go with. As usual, let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. What do you think he will go with if it's any different to mine? I think, that's what we will go with. You've got to remember that during midweek next week, we do have another game, but it's the Carabao Cup. against Brentford. So if you're talking about players getting rest, then that will be the game where a lot of these players will come out. So playing 2 games, you know, in the space of 5 days, it's not difficult. It really isn't. Even playing, you know, last week in the Premier League and then Wednesday and Sunday, it's not bad when you're going to get a week's rest for the majority of them coming up. So that's why I've gone with what I've gone with. So there we go. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.